Good afternoon. It is Thursday, January 9th. It is currently 4:41 in the afternoon, and it is time to get to work. Just got off the day job and looking to make some money tonight. If you watched last night, pretty shitty. For the amount of time I was online and the number of rides I did, it was a pretty dismal night. I will be honest, I have a feeling tonight may be something close, and if it is, I probably won't stick around very long to put myself through that pain and torture of those shitty low-paying rides. Now, normally I do rides that are short, but they pay decently, and I think last night, honestly, I think, with the way the demand is right now, I think Uber, obviously has an idea of that, so their rates are pretty low right now just because of that. It's a supply and demand situation. But anyway, regardless, we're going to grind it out here for a little bit and to see what happens and to see how this night goes. Tomorrow night, Friday night, I'm going to go drive in San Francisco, and the reason why is because of this. They are doing this $5 per active hour per ride during these times. So from 3 to 4 it's $8, 4 to 6 it's 12, 6 to 7 it's 11. The way it works out is basically you get paid if you do a 15-minute ride during this time. You get basically, on a $12 ride, a quarter of that is an extra $3, right? So it's kind of like they're kind of doing a weird per ride quest thing. But anyway, it's some extra money on the rides, and I kind of want to see how it works out, whether it's worth it or not to kind of chase that. But they're being pretty aggressive with the dollars that they're throwing out extra. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna give it a try tomorrow and see how that works out. But in the meantime, it's time to get to work here. So let's hit go. And let's see, do I want to turn on Lyft? I'm gonna leave Lyft off for right now, and if I need to, I'll turn it on later if it's slow, just to see. But we're gonna ride with Uber for right now and just to see how it works out. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna do. All right, let's see. With that, I think I will chill here. Oh, there we go. Right out of the get-go. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take it. It is under $1 per mile, but generally I'm gonna get a tip out of that. At least I hope so. At least that's the thought process. But we'll get it started. Maybe see how the airport queue looks by the time I get there. But yeah, so let's go get Maud, a great show from the 1970s, and get this night started. All right, I'll be back. Alrighty, quick update. Let's see, I think I'm like 4 rides in after that airport ride, and I had to go get something to eat. I was starving. God, I was dying. So I just got done having a little dinner, and now I'm getting back into the mix, moving back down in here where the action's at, and hopefully we can continue this evening on as it's been going, which hasn't been too bad. Hasn't been great, but it hasn't been too bad. I had Lyft on for a minute. I kept getting shitty rides, and so I turned it off. I may turn it back on here in a second just to see what happens. Actually, let's just do that right now. We'll turn that back on. To see what pops up. But otherwise, it's been going okay. Oh, that 2160, that's the Prop 22 money from Lyft from, I think, last night, which I'll take. That's a pretty fair trade for doing one ride. Got an extra 2160 out of them. But it looks like there's some people out and about, so we'll see what happens. Again, not very optimistic. Oh, there we go. We'll do that. we'll take that one. So we'll see how this goes. All right, let me stop talking to the camera while I'm driving, and I'll be back here in a little bit. All right, I'll be back. All right, quick update, man. I've been idle for quite a bit. I don't know what's going on here. I haven't moved in a while, and that's an indication that maybe it's time to bail. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see. Damn, it's slow. Look at that. There's hardly anything. No action. Nothing. That ain't good. I bet you the airport queue is huge too. Watch. Let's take a look. Oh, they're not even posting. If they're not showing the thing, that means it's pretty damn full. They're not showing numbers. That's full. Let's see what Lyft says about it. Look at that. Fuck yeah. That's a clear indication that it's pretty dead here in town, because that's usually what happens. Is all the drivers will go stack up at the airport because that's the only place they know they can get a ride, and it's pretty slow. Half an hour, 22 minutes. I'm going to give it 22 minutes, and if it doesn't change in 22 minutes, I'm out. So stay tuned. Either the next episode's going to be after some rides, or it's going to be from the garage. So I'll be back. Alrighty, that's a wrap. When I last gave my last update, I said I was going to give it a half an hour. Did a couple more rides, but the last one kind of took me out of the grid area where I know they'd be busy. And instead of driving just all the way back down there, I figured I would just head home. Call it a day. Get back at it tomorrow. Before we do the wrap up and go through the numbers, Jeff over at the MicDrop BBQ dropped a video today. I'll link it. Talking about a lot of things that I talk about on this channel, and that is, you do this to make money, not just to drive around. And doing so, you need to be doing profitable rides and making sure that you are treating this as a business, and making sure that you are kind of building a nest egg for the what ifs and what happens, right? One of viewers asked me a question and made a comment and was talking about, how much should he set aside for maintenance on his vehicle? And it really comes down to, what do you think the potential is? But the fact is that if you're not setting aside money for the things that you know that are going to happen, tires, oil changes, all that kind of stuff, then you put yourself in a bad position when those things do come up, and then you're scrambling because you're behind. And Jeff in the video was talking about that. And one of his main points is basically like, in LA, the drivers down there are going to be it's going to hurt them because of the fires and stuff like that. Maybe some of them have lost their cars, maybe some of them have lost their homes, but there's going to be some major impact in that area for quite a while. And that's true. And he was talking just about how, Uber's not going to come help you out, which is also true. But neither is really any company that you work for. Are they going to come in and bail you out if something like that happens? I mean, it's more than likely not going to happen, which means it really falls to you, the individual, to make sure that you're taking care of you first. And that means setting money aside, building up a nest egg, having a maintenance fund that comes out of your weekly earnings. And the most important thing is doing profitable rides. Every ride should be a profitable ride. If you're doing 98% of your rides are profitable rides, and you're eating a couple every now and then because maybe you need to reposition, or maybe you want to get to somewhere else, like for me, get to downtown, and that ride's not a profitable ride, but it gets me where I'm going and it pays me to go do that, that's okay. It's if you're doing that over and over and over again, that's not okay. You're wasting your time. And I talk a lot about drivers that chase dollars, and they may not be making money. Yeah, you make a $40 ride, but what did it cost you to do that? And if you don't know, then you're really hurting yourself. So check out Jeff's video. Really good. He is a pretty passionate guy. He gets, he is who he is, but I like him for the fact that you know where he stands, and quite frankly, you can learn a lot from him by watching some of his videos, especially when he's out driving and not taking nature hikes and some of the other stuff that he talks about. But good video. All right, let's look at some numbers. Again, pretty mediocre, below average night, without question. I'm looking forward to going to San Francisco tomorrow and hopefully, just banging out a bunch of good rides. So we'll see. But first of all, let's look at this. So there you go. Again, it's been painful right now. So last night I did 60, 73 here, 5.5 hours on. Yeah, wow. I don't know how I earned more than Prop 22, but whatever. Let's look at the rides. Here you go. No tips tonight either. I'm kind of surprised. Not one. In the very first ride that I did, the guy kind of helped me out because he took so freaking long to get out. I got paid a bunch of wait time, so that made that ride, the cost of that ride went up for me, to get me over the $1 per mile. If you remember when that came in, it was a little below $1 per mile, but because I had to wait for him for so long, it helped me out there. Let's see, I did do a couple Lyft rides, so let's go look there. There you go, 3 for 40, but that's not 40 because there was like that 26 bucks in there, so that's not really what happened. So let's take a look. There you go. There's my 3 rides. Nothing great. It does say 3 for 16, but that's because this was running kind of in the background. And when I was on other rides, I really wasn't picking up the Lyft rides. Plus, I got a lot of shitty ride offers for them too. Typical, but that's kind of the way it goes. So overall, let's see. What was it? 73. So 113 for the night. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, but it's better than last night, and hopefully tomorrow will be better than today. All right, that's going to do it for me. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Would really appreciate it. Again, thank you to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate all that. And the feedback has been great in the comments. Thank you. If there's anything you want to know, any questions, please feel free to drop it in the comments. And I will be back at this tomorrow, Friday, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.